Good evening, everybody. We're a little early on the show today for bite-sized branding. So hopefully, if you are paying attention, you'll freak out now and suddenly jump onto your different streams and check us out. But we had our schedules flipped around, and Tommy, our great guest for today, needed to jump on the show early. So why not? Let's just do a bite-sized blitz. You'll also notice today we got a special timer on 5 minutes because it is a blitz today. So we're really going to hammer through TikTok and what it's all about. But first off, welcome, Tommy, to the show. Thanks for joining us, man.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
No, our pleasure. Our pleasure. Really excited to be talking about TikTok. And Grant, as always, my co-host, my partner in crime. How you going today, man?
I'm going very well there. Thanks, Bernard. Yeah, all's good. So, yeah, everyone, my name's Grant Tom, and I'm the head fire starter of the show. And what I'm all about is getting ideas to get started, get growing, and start creating value and for clients and brands. Today's a crammed show in the sense that we're going to put lots of value, and we're going to cut the time down to 5 minutes. So, therefore, we're going to really put the pressure on Tommy with the view to get us unlock the secrets to TikTok, as to the value, as to how we can play in this particular space and get our communication, our value, and our edutainment on the show. That's ultimately what we're after. So we're looking forward to that.
Amazing. Well, Tommy, tell us a little bit of background about you and what's kind of influenced this push into TikTok. Obviously, it's a new platform, and a lot of people are taking interest in it. What kind of spurred it for you?
Well, the thing is with TikTok, it is new to a lot of brands, but it's actually been around for a bit. I mean, obviously it came from China, and I've been on it for like a 3 years kind of span. And you know, traditionally it's viewed as such a kids app, a dancing app, but right now it's the fastest growing thing. It got more hits than Google last year. It's got the highest retention rate on any other platform. It's just a huge growing kind of span. It's just a great opportunity for any business at the moment. It's big or small. And I'm always surprised that big business are not on this.
Yeah. And in saying that, you're working with quite a few high profile
I've got a couple of like personally, I've got a couple of smaller ones and medium-sized ones. I gave some consulting information for a couple of big ones. Until they take action, you know, and then we get something solid. I can't really say who they are, but you know who they are. But yeah, so just starting from there, and just really catching on. There's a high demand for it.
Yeah, the interest is building at that end. But you know, as any big dinosaur business, right? They take their time before they really get onto the rhythm of everyone else.
Super late. Yeah, and just like forcing
brand reputation.
Yeah, but it's also like just try to educate people. A lot of my time when I do consulting, it's more about education. In the first sense is just trying to try and show them the value and the potential it has to grow.
Yeah, awesome. Well, on that note, let's just jump into these questions. Very, very pumped to kind of get your insights and a little bit of deeper information that we can share with everyone in the community. The first question we'll jump into is just all about kind of what you were saying a little bit earlier around that targeting and understanding an audience. How do you target in TikTok, and does the content have to differ depending on the brand that you're like the profile of the brand?
Let me 100%. Yeah, 100%. Like
right. Well, there we go.
With any branding and any kind of business, or if not a business, like a influencer or you know, I've consulted some influencers who are big profilers on Instagram, but they want to try and cross their game to TikTok, and they just come to me like, Tommy, I don't get it. Like, you know, I've got so many views, so many actions, comments and stuff, but the conversion is just, they don't understand how they could get like millions of views on Instagram, but they don't have the same on TikTok. And that's, you know, the answer to that is the TikTok algorithm is very different to Instagram. It's less about perfect things. TikTok audience want to see real things, or they want to see behind the scenes things, or they want to understand how things happen. You know, that's not just to say that beautiful things, they don't value that as well, but it's a different language, it's a different spectrum of it. As opposed for how to target your target audience, I mean, depends what kind of content you're going to create. Like, for example, if you are, I'm talking about one of my closest friends, he does comedy and stuff, and he does a lot of fashion stuff. So he's actually made 2 accounts to cater for different.
Separate the content.
Exactly. So with TikTok, it's very much about niche. You want to discover what you can provide, what you can offer, what joy you can bring to the market, and then honing on that. So I would say that's probably my best way to answer that. Yeah.
So when you look at, for example, TikTok, there's a myth, right? That TikTok is about being silly. It's about making a fool of. It's not really about serious communication. What are your response to something like that, in the sense of that's what it's known for, been recognized for in the past, as to where it's going now?
Well, right now, if you think about it, the TikTok's main focus is bringing joy to everyone's lives. And from day dot, I've sat on so many seminars from TikTok, webinars or whatever not, that's the number one focus. Yes, it is about being silly, but also you can be silly and bring joy to someone's life, but also spread awareness. It could be a spread of awareness of disease, or you could be spread awareness of body shaming. You could be different kind of minorities and different kind of aspects of communities. It's very powerful in that sense, and it actually creates such a strong following. Someone I know personally has a big community behind her because of her TikTok, and she's gone viral since then. And that community will fight for her, on the comments, on the shares, whatever. And this is the way it generates community. This is the forward. This is the way to move forward. And that also generates viralness, and that in return sends your message across a lot better than you would just paying a sponsored ad. Everyone who watches media these days, when you watch on, for example, TV, ads come up, you go to the toilet, you're not going to sit there and watch it. I'm flicking through Facebook, ads come up, I just scroll through. Instagram, I just scroll through. Even TikTok, if it's sponsored, I'm scrolling through. But if it's something of value that I enjoy, different story.
So do you like the song? What works has more appeal to you?
Say it again. I didn't catch that.
With someone talking, or someone with there's a song in the background. What has more?
It depends. It depends on the product. It depends on the product that they try to offer. 2 examples I can give you. If you're doing I would say a vlog. People want to hear the character's voice. They want to listen to their tone of voice and how they speak. Not to say that if you wanted to, you can actually put a song in the background and still play it through, because that's a trending song, right?
Yeah.
So it's such an open book thing. It just really depends on your niche and your product, what you're trying to convey. If I'm doing ASMR stuff, I'm not going to put a music heavy. You can't hear nothing. You know what I mean? Yeah. And people on TikTok eat in front of the camera, and they want to hear that sound, the soup, all that kind of stuff, right? People love that stuff, so you can't put a song behind it. But also, in vice versa, if you've got a song with a nice transition video for a fashion video, you can't do that without audio. So,
Can I ask something? Do you in the last 20 seconds, there's all this skepticism that the other social media platforms get for trolling and creating negativity. Do you feel, because of this kind of more authentic push that TikTok has, that it's going to curb that reputation for social media?
I think all forms of...
Let him answer this one, man. I want to hear the answer, Grant.
I need to hear the answer, yeah.
I think all forms of trolls and negativity on TikTok is actually a welcoming thing for any of my audience, any of my clients. I would highly recommend that because it drives viralness, and it also drives it gives your community, your support network, the opportunity to defend you. And that also drives algorithm too.
And so then do you think the end result will be less of that? There's all these kids' depression, anxiety that's built up over image and happening with other social media platforms. Do you think this push to authenticity is going to,
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I think kids will start to understand there's different body shapes, different sizes, different, we celebrate being odd, being minority. It's absolutely great. Yeah.
I like that. Celebrate being odd. That's the caption from the show for sure. Man, awesome.
It's true.
We'll jump into the next one. A bit of a complicated question and it comes up a lot. It's come up we've gone to HubSpot forums, we've gone to LinkedIn forums, and people ask this question about TikTok all the time. And it's a commercial question. Have you been able to, with the clients that you've worked with or people that you've consulted with, be able to put together tangible commercial results that have come directly from TikTok to be able to say, okay, that person definitely came through TikTok. I'm going to hit that time. Boom. Nope, can't hit it. Nope, missed it again. There it is. Hey.
You go.
Okay. So let's break it down. There's two ways I've been able to generate, dollar value into TikTok because, one, I consult, I do my clients end-to-end content. I, provide ideas for them, how they can go viral, stuff like that. So that's on my sense, I'm getting a valuable money from that. For my clients, if they're an influencer, of course, if they go viral, they can charge more to other brands, right? On how to spread
Like
their, product placement or promotional, or if we're going to an event, we're doing event coverage, stuff like that, right? And then if I think the main idea, your question is, how does the brand itself? Well, obviously, this comes out to the core marketing. Like, how well does people know your brand?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Nike pays someone $80 million before they step on a basketball court for a commercial deal. They haven't even played one game of basketball, but that media attention has increased Nike's revenue by incredible. Like, you know what I mean? One little case study I can give you is that right now I have a friend of mine who's in the trade industry, and he finds it very hard to recruit new workers.
Interesting.
Just incredibly hard. And the thing is, you know what? If people knew about his brands more, it's going to be easier for him. That's so much money wasted. Training, development, staff retention. That's the other aspect, right? Let alone literally someone recognizing your brand. Okay, cool. I'll love to spend more money with you. Do you know what I mean? I myself, I've done many events before where I've done a little thing here or a little thing there. It adds to the bottom dollar of my branding, and not just the actual sell that I made for that, but also having a loyal customer, building that customer clientele, that database, right? So there's so many ways you can measure this. And so my answer is absolutely, it's definitely turned me into having something of a commercial income for this, but also with brands, the bigger the brand, of course, they want to get that. In comparison with that tradie kind of business, his competitor, who's a better well-known brand in the market, it's much easier for them to find stuff. And it's because of that.
The brand awareness. Yeah. Then people get attached
time.
to that lifestyle. It's just like Google, and they always show off their offices and how fun they are and the beanbags and this and that. And then everyone walks around saying, man, I want to work for Google. I want to work for Google. It's kind of like creating the same thing. You get attached to the brand. You learn what it's all about, and you're like, man, that's the kind of people I want to work with.
You got these TikTok exactly. You got these TikTokers in Woolies cutting watermelons, and they go viral. And people just want to go work at Woolies to cut watermelons. It's just ridiculous, right? It's absolutely
funny,
ridiculous.
Actually, 5 years ago, I remember meeting somebody who was ex-Woolies and ex-Woolies marketing, and their marketing philosophy was copy whatever Coles is doing, but do it better. And you can see, and you can read through that. As soon as you see the ad and it looks kind of like the other ad and the philosophy is the same and the mantra is the same, you go, oh, they're just copying the other guy. But then you look at Woolies now, and they are definitely charting the course. Coles has kind of gone a bit quiet. You don't really pay attention to them. And Coles is definitely, and people's perception of Woolworths has changed. People are like, you know how Woolworths always say they're the fresh bread people? Well, they actually are the fresh bread. I'm like, since when did that change? When did it?
It's all like Coles' produce
Woolworths?
is not as fresh.
So
absolutely.
And it's because of stuff like that. They're kind of charting the course. They're connecting with people where people connect, and it's changed people's perception of the brand, that's a pretty exciting.
But there's another side to it as well, in the sense that they are targeting and attracting the younger audience, which is the tomorrow customer. So they've started to get them to be conducive to the brand and to the value proposition, even though that those younger people are going to grow up and they are going to have children, they are going to need to feed them. So basically, it's another way of just being flexible and adaptable to the changes and the trends of the marketplace to be appealing to the brand value that they bring.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I always talk about Apple. They went and intentionally put laptops, like built computer rooms in all the in a bunch of schools. So as people grew up, they grew up with Apple products, and then when they went into market, what do they buy? They buy what they know, and they buy more Apple products. And it's kind of like the TikTok philosophy. There you go. I wanted to get it in there.
Yeah.
Wow, rapid. You can say final words, Tommy. We'll allow it.
Well, I'm just gonna add that I got a client in the car industry, and one of his main selling point is like, I wanted to break it down. What is about your business that no one else has?
Mm-hmm.
Let's hone in on that using TikTok as a platform, and just really niche that, And his answer was himself, and you can't really have a platform that you can potentially literally go viral one night. Couple of 100K views, 1 million views, 2 million views, whatever, right? And how can you show that to your audience like overnight? One of my clients started recently as well. Like, she has a fashion brand, and I got one of her videos to 20K views within the span of a couple of weeks, and no other platform can give you that potential.
That's pretty interesting, hey, because I think that's been a struggle for a lot of businesses. Like even our business, if people ask, what's really different about your business, it's nothing that you've ever seen us do. Like what we deliver is a website, some branding, graphic design, CRM. What does that look like to people? There are other businesses that deliver the exact same things, but our differences can't come through that message. Our systems, our people, those are the things that really make our business unique. And people always ask us, well, what's your USP? What's your USP? And I'm like, it's the stuff that people don't see. That's the problem, and they don't interact with. And that's where an interesting idea of being able to use platforms like TikTok and even Instagram and YouTube Shorts, which you told me about, to bring that to life, and make it more public and have people connect with it. It's absolutely idea. I got to relook at TikTok. I think
you got to look at TikTok. Yeah,
got to look at TikTok. I think that's the answer.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll jump into the last question, man. We're blitzing this show. We are blitzing this show.
This is going to be the fastest record ever.
Yeah. And on such a good subject as well. I feel like we'll probably have to do another show. But for people who haven't seen the content yet, or who have seen the content and haven't yet booked a ticket, we are hosting events in September, of which we are going to be featuring Tommy as one of the secret speakers. So I just there's a little penny drop that you didn't know yet. Tommy's going to be joining us.
Shouldn't tell people if it's a secret.
It's not a secret. It'll be public. It'll be public soon. But they're getting the pre penny drop that Tommy will be featuring at one of our events here in Sydney. All deciphering TikTok a little bit more for everyone that attends our Meet Your Grandparents workshop. So excited to bring Tommy out there for everybody, and for Tommy to be part of the network. So, but we'll get to the last question. With TikTok, obviously you mentioned before the algorithms, and it's kind of like a bit of a, I don't know, I think people kind of look at it like a bit of a secret code. How did you kind of unravel the secrets behind TikTok and get to understand how you can tap into it, leverage it, and do you have any gold nuggets that people might walk away with and go, oh my God, I never even thought of TikTok like that?
Yeah. I think the main thing do you need a timer?
There it is.
The main thing, there it is. The main thing for me is just understanding it was focus for me. Like this goes to say with anything, if you put your mind to it and you focus on something, you just get better at it. And I've always been that kind of character. Whereas if I don't understand something and I want to learn it, I will continue to learn as much as I can, absorb with everything, and really be switched on. So one of the lucky things I have is, I do have such a passion for trying to help others. So that is pretty much my core purpose in life. So utilize this is just part of my journey. So what happened was I can see two very close people to me who went very viral on TikTok, and they pretty much made a career out of it. They both got extremely successful in TikTok, and for me, I was doing everything that I advise other people not to do on my own TikTok. But for me, it didn't matter because that wasn't my goal to go viral. My goal was to learn about it. And and I was one of the earlier users of TikTok, so I was able to get access to all their webinars, all their seminars and stuff like that, and really see how TikTok algorithm has changed and how it's moving forward, and its focuses as well. I think the biggest thing I can give away right now, or kind of like alert people to, every day someone's not using TikTok is a diminishing opportunity for them to grow on the platform. The main reason why this is the case is because every single day TikTok's getting more mass adoption from everyone, which means there will be more and more users and content creators, and there will be less and less consumers. Not to say everyone's not a consumer, right? But if you think about it this way, right? You want to be a leader. You want to be, a content creator. You want to be an influencer. How can you be this without your community? Right. So if I have 1,000 followers, right, and I follow 1,000 people, that's quite an even Steven, right? But if I have 1 million followers and I follow 1 million people, that's you question that, right? So to become a leader in TikTok and stuff like that, you really want to take advantage every day. Gary Vee says this, and I have my clients tell me and ask me this. Oh, do you really think I need to make 4 videos on TikTok every day? I was like, look, you can if you want to, but I don't believe you need to. But that's because Gary Vee's all his talks is attention grabbing, and he's just hugely hyperbolize everything just to get that impact. You know what I mean? Which I love him for it. But with my clients, I recommend you want to post every single day, and there's a formatting process which you can do, because people do kind of get bogged down. They're thinking, oh no, I got to create my content, I got to generate time. So the other nugget, I mean, there's so many nuggets I can give you. It's fine. That I can give you is that try and learn a way to produce your content so it's not you're allocating time for it. You're trying to share something that you already do, so that it's time efficient. Number one, it's more authentic. Number two, and it's literally what TikTok wants. It's what the algorithm wants. So those are the 3 things that will really push you forward. Like that's such a high formula. And if you do really struggle with content, there's a format idea that I can give out as well. So you create a main product, and then what you do with all your other content, you create snippets of that. So I gave this one for an influencer. Okay, so say for example, you take 2 hours a week and you create all your content, right? You put out your main content on say Friday, and all your other days you put like what happened behind the scenes leading up to this product, or like how do I prepare for this product, or and then like response, like there'll be comments going, oh, you reply to this one. So for example, if I introduce my dad, who's a really good dancer, do you know what I mean? And they're like, oh, show me your mum. Do you know what I mean? So it's like a tree of content, and you kind of just branch out. Bernard, you asked me the same question: how much content can you shoot in a day? The answer is it's huge if you want to plan it out and tackle it accordingly. Do you know what I mean? But the thing is, I go back to this, and I truly believe this. If you do it in a way where, like with my clients, I try and set them up. I try and tell them, if you do it in a way that's already time efficient, then you don't need me anymore. You just call me for that information, which is better. Do you know what I mean? Rather than me making my time to come out and create end-to-end content with you. Do you know what I mean? I think this is the way to go.
Content that you mentioned is about being authentic. So therefore, if they can generate their own content, it will show more authenticity.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Cool. That brings us to the end of the fastest show that we've ever done. With a guest that has a lot of information that we want to know more of. But in the essence of time, Tommy, man, thank you so much. I appreciate you, squeezing us in around other things that you need to do through the day. And Grant, as always, thank you very much. For everyone that's listening, please like, follow, comment, share. We want to know what you think. We want to know if you have any questions. If you do have any, we will pass them over to Tommy and make sure that you get the information that you need, or introduce you to him if you need. We are looking for more topics or guests. So if you have any ideas of things you'd like us to unbundle on the show, or guests that you'd like us to feature, we're happy to go out to market and hunt them down and get them on the show and unbundle some things with them. Other than that, Grant, have I forgotten anything?
Well, we're just going to talk about Meet the Grandparents and get their tickets. And we want to see everyone in the 3 cities. And we want to see people participating, and we want to be sharing the tips on how to make your brands grow and become valuable. So once again, get your tickets, look out for the links, and we look forward to seeing you.
So in September, we're going Sydney, Newcastle, Brisbane, and Melbourne. The dates are out there. Locations are coming soon, and we're going to have special guests, of which the first one got introduced on this show. Tommy will be joining us for one of the Sydney events, but we have another 10 other guests that are coming on, so they'll all be released soon as they're all locked in. But keep tuned on this. But for now, thank you very much for everyone for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next show. Thank you, Tommy.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me. Thank you very much. Have a good day.